Lightweight bout, Guram Kutateladze coming in at minus 510 against Elves Brenner. Coming in at plus 510, over under 2.5 rounds, plus 100 for the over, plus 100 for the under. Guram, 4-1 in his last 5. Elves Brenner, 3-2 in his last 5. And coming off the win to, was it Zubaira Tuhugov, which kind of the robbery, right? Yeah, that was a split decision win there for him. And he was a plus 470 underdog in that one against Zubaira. And now he's coming in as a plus 510 underdog against Guram Kutateladze, who had to pull out of his scheduled fight with Jamie Malarkey not even a month ago. But he's getting rebooked here for July 1st. A lot of rebooking had to go on for him, but debut win against Mateusz Gamrot, which was a split decision win there, and then a split decision loss to Demir back in June of 2022. So it's been a year since he's been in the octagon. Big favorite here. You backing him?
You would think, Guram should get this thing done. Like, he's so well-rounded. And I was hoping we would have saw him against Jamie Malarkey. I wish that fight would have gone through. I mean, two guys with similar builds. Guram, a little more muscle, but, guys that are longer and stylistically match up better against each other. But here, Brenner, he beat Zubaira Tukhugov, but you and I talked on the show after that fight, like, definitely thought that Zubaira won that fight. And Brenner, he gets a lot of submissions. That's how he usually finishes his fight. In that fight, the fight didn't go to the ground at all. It was a standing affair, and he did hold his own. So that kind of surprised me for a guy who wants to get fights to the ground and finds these rear naked chokes and arm bars. He looked decent on the feet. He threw good kicks up the middle, good teep kicks. He'll do some decent work to the legs. But, I mean, Zubaira and Guram Kutateladze are a big difference on the feet than each other, and I just think Guram's going to be too solid, too tough. He's fast. I mean, he's pretty damn aggressive at times too. And if he wants to take the fight to the ground, I think he'll be able to do so. And I don't think that Elves Brenner's really going to be submitting a guy like Guram off of his back. But if Guram doesn't want the fight to go there, I think he keeps it on the feet, and he'll just be the better, more powerful, more aggressive striker. It'll look a lot better to the judges. Maybe he doesn't finish Elves Brenner, but I see a 30-27 coming for him.
Yeah, Guram's kind of that like fan favorite that everyone kind of likes because he's associated with Khamzat Chimaev, trains at All Stars with Khamzat.
But he never fights.
And he never fights. So people are, whenever he's scheduled to fight, people get excited. So yeah, he's coming in here as a big favorite. I'm not like too confident in him though. I mean, this is a pretty big number at minus 510. Like, you're laying some pretty heavy chalk against a guy who just overcame those big odds against Zubaira Tukhugov. But Brenner training out of Shoot to Box. That's Charles Oliveira's team there. So, I mean, he's got the submission skills. He's got, 11 wins by submission. So, I mean, it's there. And as you said, in his last fight, he looked decent on the feet. I think he definitely lost that fight, but he looked decent enough against Tukhugov, who's a pretty decent striker, nothing crazy. But Guram, he's been submitted before. He got knee barred back in 2015, so 8 years ago. Put a lot of stock in that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it should be a Guram win here. Obviously, the win against Gamrot ages pretty well for back in 2020, but the inactivity is tough to like get too invested in a guy that you haven't really seen too much. But if he is still getting better, and he comes in here against Elves Brenner, it should be an easy win for him. And I'll take him for the pick, but a little too much chalk to get too invested in it to me. Maybe look for like a Guram by decision type thing because Brenner's never been finished. Those shoot-to-box guys are always really tough. So, yeah, I would probably go Guram by decision.
Brenner's got to get the fight to the ground regardless of how he does it. I mean, shooting takedowns, pulling guard, like he's just got to stay off the feet with Guram, in my opinion. Like, this is going to be a lot different than the Zubaira opponent. I mean, it's going to be different style, better striker. So, I mean, just try to get it to where your bread and butter is if you're him, and then you got a chance.